you'll notice that within the class of Insightful Learning masterclass, I have been doing these ABC letter lessons every 5 minutes per lesson in a very odd way. I didn't have a script for what to do with them. I didn't know that I was going to teach certain lessons I had all along ahead of time, or even improvised. It wasn't something that I could just prove I knew and hope that you would trust me, although the trust was certainly warranted on either end of that. I just pulled them out of my butt. Why do I do this? Why do I make letter lessons every 5 minutes approximately using teachings that I don't even know if I really believe in myself or even know what I'm talking about? For this O only letter lesson, I'd like to invite you to understand something about insight that I don't think even most people who impress the cliche idea of insight being sudden light bulb ideas and business understandings, and even the closer to the understanding of insight that I would get to myself. It's the idea of trusting that you know more than you realize. And that is something that you don't have to have takeaways from pulling from a source of your own wisdom. When you accumulate wisdom and you interpret it in a way that you can possibly teach, maybe I did, you aren't trying to be someone who doesn't have any doubts what they know. This is what actually confused me for the longest time when I made my Cursor Saga series for Objective versus Subjective. I stretched across all my 4 YouTube alts and just let them settle. And I wasn't 100% sure about what I was saying, but I knew that there was truth behind it. And I went with it and ran with it ever since. Insight's not about knowing the things that have beauty or introspection and vision more than it ever would be for anyone else to ever hammer in their own objective truths and facts and moralities, and even realities of life, for that matter. Insight's about trusting the wisdom that you have accumulated, no matter what beautiful impression it makes on you. Because it is inherently beautiful, as I would foretell, whatever makeup I'll make. This is the one thing I want you to impress on yourself as I make these seemingly random lessons, 5 minutes, no more, no less, on each of these letters of the alphabet. If you can develop a sense of understanding that ideas that have existed, you don't even need me for this example, maybe I could use myself as an example, the abstract philosophy. Trusting stuff like that for me was beautiful. Things that didn't make any gosh darn sense, and I could still teach them because they led to things connected, compared, and contrasted with them that didn't have to be there, and they still had depth. They still had value. They still had heart to them. And that's why I was able to learn from them. You can do the same thing. This is not unique to anyone in particular. You can do the exact same thing yourself, even if you don't inherently think of yourself as an insightful individual. Because the whole point of insight isn't to have some superpower that allows you or enables you otherwise to do things that aren't within reach on a common level. You are able to do this because you can see it. You can see this for yourself. You don't need to have to prove anything to find how much useful value it gives you. It does not matter how crazy I look trying to teach things that I don't know how to prove, or how many things I take risks with that don't even have any bearings on why I exist in my own lane of thought or approach and action. When I teach insight for the rest of this course, going forwards for the last 11 items, it is within my own heart and soul and bearing that I think you guys will do this too. You may not realize it, but you are doing way more for this than even any so-called skill or talent would do for you on the mental scale. Insight is not a superpower that you just develop out of the blue like I would have thought long ago. It's a part of every one of us. It's something to be able to see the beauty in what could or could not be, in spite of what already is, and what you'll find even further.